Oh, here we are again now, and it's like no time has passed. Gazing out upon the sunset as it sinks into the night. Many times it seemed as though a given day might be our last. Face to face with certain death, it's somehow coming out alright. I don't think that we have any cause to lament, but there's quite a lot of thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent, thrilling intent.
You guys have a plan to make. Are you guys gonna chase down the steward or continue on?
I want to chase down the steward.
Harlock says chase down the steward, so I say chase down the steward.
You guys are doing chase down the steward?
Oh, yeah, we're like
Harlock,
a team.
Are you sure that's a good idea? Isn't everybody back at camp expecting you to come back as well with us?
Well, I don't have rules. I'm from here.
You flash
I come
back,
and go as I please.
You flash back to Inian tipping over a boat and making a house out of it. I don't have rules. I'm from here.
I mean, surely you didn't think they'd find it to be a good idea when I said that I was leaving out into the woods to find you guys. It's not... I'm allowed to make the bad decisions.
Okay, I just don't want the next party member to come rushing out into the woods to the abandoned beach.
Under threat of death.
That's solid. Let's go.
It would be extremely beneficial for us to hunt down this monster, and this might be our only chance to do it.
While we walk, can you explain?
And while we're outside of Crowhenge, we're actually on my turf, and I'm only extremely trained in trapping and tracking these monsters.
Gregor is obviously very interested in this monster talk. So as we go, I'd like to chat with you about why it's so important we kill this monster. It's a monster, so it's important we kill it, but...
Oh, can you let me in? Can you let me in? Aquilia's like chopping, trying to join in your talk.
Absolutely. You're my shadow now.
It's your intern.
I mean, so long as you're going to fight lots of monsters, I'm fine with being your intern.
We didn't fight lots of monsters, but...
We're gonna fight lots of monsters.
This monster is an exception.
So many monsters.
Oh, an exceptional monster. Lucky me. She's just grinning. You follow the tracks of the Alm behind you. You're now laden with the supplies from the Paladin's camp. It doesn't slow you down too much, but it's definitely a burden. You get closer and closer to where you believe this creature might be hiding, but then the tracks take a worrying turn. They angle towards the entrance, to the underpoint.
Looks like we needed to kill it anyway. It's going home, just like us.
It's going home?
Yeah, it's going to your base. Or it looks like it's headed towards your base. You feel
if it makes you feel any better, the fact that it's going to where we're going means that it's probably clearing the way there. Because these monsters don't necessarily get along either. So, we're safe to follow it now.
In that case, let's pick up the pace.
The night grows long and early morning begins. You begin to see light on the horizon. It's getting late and you are positively exhausted, yet you keep up your hunt. You approach a clearing and see something very, very unusual.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
People.
Good.
Inattentive, soldiers stand in front of you. You can tell this isn't Seymour's unit. This is a different one. However, they stand listlessly staring into the distance, blades held in hand.
I'm just gonna...
Without saying anything, I turn to Harlock.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab Ashe's arm so she doesn't immediately start slitting throats.
I was going to suggest you start slitting throats, but I can help you. There's more than one.
Listen, Harlock. Explain to us what is going on here. Why do people get like this? What's happening? Why is it so imperative that we then immediately slit their throats?
Can we treat them?
It's safe to say that if a steward has touched them in any way or affected them in any way, it's bad. I don't know what it is yet because I haven't ran this Crowhenge yet, but it's bad.
Well,
they're
like
already
said,
dead.
Can they be treated? Okay, so they can't be treated.
If they could be treated, it wouldn't be worth the effort.
Can we just humor us? Can
All
we
right,
take back
kill two of them
number?
and then try and fix one of them, and I will be ready to blow his brains out when you don't.
That's almost exactly what I was going to suggest.
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Gregor assumes the stance of clarity.
Okay.
I'm going to use all my deductive power and observation to see if there's anything I can get from these guys.
You take a glimpse at this, Greg. You take a glimpse at these poor people, Gregor. You can tell at a glance that something's more wrong than perhaps your friends initially suspected. They're standing, they're staring, but their chests, weirdly enough, aren't moving. You can't, even through the armor, you can tell there's some soft spots, there's some holes in the armor. They don't seem to be, they don't exhibit signs of life. It's as if they're already dead and they're just standing up.
Oh, that's really gross.
It looks like you're right. These guys can't be saved. They're dead.
I know that that's the case, but it's nice to hear you say it.
However, Gregor, I will give you one thing.
Ooh.
It was actually going to be one of the faraway ones. This one, you can tell, still breathing.
Wait. There's something about that one over there. It's breathing. Which is different, because the other ones aren't breathing, by the way.
Okay.
All right, let's kill the rest and bolt this one down.
Sneaky team, grab the breathing guy. Everyone else kill.
I'm not too strong, but sure, yeah, I can help out.
Hey, electricity's good for more than just, zapping. You can, zap someone just enough so that they stop moving.
That is also zapping.
Yeah, that's
right. But I was talking about strong zaps.
Sorry, we had a moment. We're being nice.
Harlock, you're a trap master. Can I assume that you can incapacitate that one?
The one that's breathing?
Yeah.
Sure.
Without killing, thanks.
Did I kill you guys when I trapped you guys? Harlock goes off into the brush.
Well, all right, Lyra, that's another thing that happens. Sometimes our job just gets outsourced.
Yeah, okay, that's fine with me. Sits back down. Aquilia clicks her tongue. This doesn't really seem like a fair fight.
Fighting isn't always fair. Lyra with me.
Yeah, sure. Drago
Just because our previous job got outsourced doesn't mean we don't have to work.
Aquilia, just like we talked about. 1, 2, flippity-doo.
1, 2, flippity-doo it is.
No, you know the old Frearchy saying.
With a loud kerchunk, you fire a net out and it strikes this person, pulling them to the ground. They hit the dirt, and instead of doing what you'd expect based on the last individual you found under this affliction, they start to breathe more heavily and start to actually thrash around, as if convulsing within a deep sleep. The rest, however, you guys watch as they also begin to contort, as if in time with this one. They begin to panic and sprint around the battlefield, swords raised high. You've successfully caught your one, however the rest, the unliving ones, scatter to the winds, and many of them rush your company. Gregor, you and Aquilia are on the defensive already. You have a moment to react.
Well, it looks like the 1, 2, flippity-doo is out for now.
You could probably still 1, 2, flippity-doo them.
Are you joking with me? Get real, read the literature.
Okay.
All right. Gregor assumes his defensive stance, the stance of the wiggly clam, as this creature now rushes towards him. He's ready to counter or dodge.
Okay.
Gregor thrusts his glaive forward and catches his enemy in the stomach before it can get close. He pushes and sends it careening backwards from a stab wound.
You hear the lightning mage behind you immediately like, whoa, 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 as you send it spiraling across the ground. This company rushes Aquilia and Ashe. Aquilia is going to get her attack. She swings the flat side of her... She swings the flat side of her halberd down as if suddenly excited that she's actually getting a real-ass fight. She braces the great side of her blade into the crook of this man's arm, driving his weapon and his appendage both to the rock to the side. You hear the breaking of metal and the breaking of bone.
I give her a thumbs up.
Really strong.
She flashes you a thumbs up as well. You have a moment, actually. two more rush Ashe. Ashe, would you like to react to them?
Fury, watch me. Let me know what works.
Okay.
And then I start puncturing what would traditionally be important bits on a person.
Okay.
Like the body.
What a surprisingly good idea. Did we just become best friends?
You quickly stab this man multiple times and where his bits should be. He sort of like careens to the side. He's still moving despite being wounded beyond acceptable
What would
limits.
normally be good for a
Yes.
person.
You suddenly feel a rush of energy, Ashe, as Fury grants you an additional action.
Oh, fuck yeah. I step forward, pushing this one further into Aquilia's range.
Okay.
And trying to drive my dagger right up under the helmet of this soldier.
You swing your dagger up under the visor and send it spiraling off to the side like you just broke the top of a can off of something Kier made. Its eyes, once again, unfocused, glare at you with a... It glares at you with an... God, inexpressive fury. It spits in your direction and tries to attack you in turn.
Actually spits?
Not intentionally.
Okay,
That's all
that's
I
gross.
can say. It's bad.
Yeah, how's that one I attacked looking?
That one's out of commission, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you kicked it backwards, it went spiraling over the rock, and is now not moving.
Gregor assumes the stance of the charging Minotaur, and he rushes forth, glaive held out in front of him parallel, and tackles the group that's gathered here. He's gonna try and knock him over, or at least bumble them into each other so Aquilia can take advantage of
Yeah,
that.
you bumble them into a big mass, and her eyes light up. The 1-2 flippity-do it is then. She grins and swings her spear around, and attempts to just punch through the mass that you've gathered here. The glaive not making an ideal puncturing weapon, however, the position more than making up for that.
Halberd.
Halberd, yeah, you know what I mean.
It's got a spike on the top for puncturing.
It's true. It's hard to drive it through multiple people.
Catching on quick, I ram my sword into the one by me, trying to push it into Aquilia's group, shout, Gregor, Aquilia, back off! Lyra, now!
Oh, damn, nice. Lyra's hands suddenly light up. He braces one of his arms, send convulsions of electricity traveling through it. He arcs it upwards and clenches his fist, driving down a bolt from the heavens. You see the shock in Aquilia's eyes as the air in front of you begins to crackle and burn. God, even Lyra seems surprised as she channels an unfortunate amount of energy, bringing a strike of lightning down from the skies that reduces these men to cinders. Well, yeah, that's a bit more than I expected.
Harlock is quietly impressed from the trees.
I'm used to using this underground where I've only got so much space, but he looks up at the slowly growing dawn. Yeah, I could grow used to this being on the surface.
The thunderclap that immediately followed deafened me, and the lightning flash blinded me. What? Did
You're
it
the one who
work?
called for this.
Did it work?
Crowley is just like snapping her fingers in front of your face. Drago walks over, nods to Harlock, and hefts up this person who's still struggling.
Is this other guy still alive?
The guy on the ground, weirdly enough, it doesn't really seem like it.
Nobody hit him, though?
Go make sure.
Gregor functionally kicked him over. You take a look at him. He stopped moving. It doesn't appear... No twitches, no convulsions, no nothing. He's just dead.
All right, I'm gonna behead him just to be sure.
That's my boy.
Okay,
Are you comfortable with that? I can do it for you.
Well, I've beheaded lots of stuff.
Good.
Not so many people, though.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Not first.
Oh my God. I'm learning a lot about you guys today.
Drago drags back the soldier. Okay, well, it looks like we've more or less resolved this situation. Astra looks around. So, what next?
Was that cool, Fury? I yell at Aquilia.
Don't yell. We're hunting.
Aquila is just like snickering to herself and just like waving her hands around in front of your face. Next step, what do we do? 2 paths diverge in front of you. One to the south travels towards the underpass. The underpass, yeah. One towards you to the south travels towards the underpass. Sharpie point. Steel pass! The one to the north.
Steel down.
The one to the north heads off into the wilds. Harlock, the direction almost seems familiar to you.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Ashe, let me see that map of yours.
Yeah. Okay, you're gonna have to reach into my bag. My eyes are still like watering from the.
Oh, I'll
the
reach
thing.
into the bag. Aquila is like looking around through your stuff.
Hey, wait. Hey, fuck you. No, get your hands up.
Hey, that's my deputy you're talking to.
Your deputy's being a jackass.
She outranks you.
No, she doesn't.
I think she
Deputy
does.
champion.
Ouch! Don't step on my toes.
They walk into each other.
Fury?
Aquila hands you the map.
I would like to cross-reference my knowledge of Free Arc with my knowledge of how Castle Crowhenge warps the land around it with my knowledge of landmarks that might help me find out why this seems familiar.
Ooh, Harlock, you look down at it. You start to put it together, the direction it's heading, the way Crowhenge and Tears warp things like sort of like rings of a tree. And you feel a rising unpleasant sensation in your chest. This steward's going home.
Not the new home, the old home.
The old home.
Harlock, you look like you just had a revelation. Can you fill us in?
Oh, thank God, Fury, I finally found you.
Well,
Can you help me get my map out for them?
Yeah, Ashe, I'll help you get your map out. You're doing great.
if it makes you feel any better, the decision was made for us. We're going back to Chateau de Harlock, my old house.
Holy fuck.